Welcome back to the Schmoedown replay, guys. We're the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
And I'm Robert Adams.
And we've got an exciting one for you tonight. Guys, we're still in the Schmoedown singles tournament. I know it feels like it's been a decade because we've been doing these every single night, but we're still just in round one, and it's been a blast. I look forward to these every single night, too, and especially tonight because we've got a great match. We're doing the replay for the kid, Brendan Meyer, versus Alonso Duralde. I believe he's got a new nickname. Cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. I know it's in the thumbnail, but it is there.
So let's all go back to the thumbnail and then we'll come back to this. Oh, never mind. Let's just watch it. So as things are usually around here when we do these matches, we usually get ourselves a special guest. And tonight is no exception. Tonight we have, for the first time, one of the managers on this show to react, to kind of give us their insight on there. I'd like to welcome and introduce to the show Mr. Coy Jandreau. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the stream.
How we doing, gents?
There he is.
Good. Yourself?
Doing good. I appreciate the Merc representation from Chris. I appreciate the ever consistent help with my graphic stuff from Robert. You guys have been rad. I'm happy to be here.
Cool.
And he's also rocking some inner geekdom stuff over there with some nerdy stuff with the Loki and the in celebration of Kevin Smith, the Buddy Christ.
I got to celebrate the Kevin Smith with the Buddy Christ.
They got a mini Rio de Janeiro over there, but with Buddy.
Yeah, kind of with the Loki. Well, yeah, the Jesus and the Loki both kind of look like the Rio de Janeiro. Oh man, I forgot what it's called. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, it's all right. It's the movie.
It's my dream to replace the one in Rio with Buddy Christ. It won't happen, but I can dream. If I had infinite money, it'd be a giant Buddy Christ.
That would be so much fun. Yeah. So you've got a lot going on right now this week and next week. We'll probably dive into some of that as we go, but we're going to jump into this match. And those of y'all who are joining us watching this live, thank you for being there. Make sure you sound off in the comments. Let us know you're here. If you have any questions, make sure to drop those questions in. You can do the streamlabs.com /Cinefanatics, like it's above his head. Also, make sure you hop on our Patreon, patreon.com/Cinefanatics. You can also do the super chat for YouTube. We do prefer the Streamlabs, but you can do super chat as well. And also, if you have watched this match already, please keep in mind that both me and my brother have not watched this match yet. So please, no spoilers in the chat. If you do want to spoil this match, feel free to. Again, the Streamlabs link is streamlab.com/Cinefanatics. You are free to spoil this match all you want.
Spoilers are a 20 spot.
So, real quick before we do dive into this, Coy, what were your thoughts and feelings going into this particular matchup?
Well, I know what an incredible competitor Alonso is, but he hadn't played singles before. So I was really curious how he did on his own, but I knew to be respectful of his power. And I absolutely prepped this like I was playing like Kid versus Bibbs. When we did New York, I had to prep playing those guys against each other, and I considered Duralde that caliber of competitor. So knowing it was going to be quite the first round match, this definitely felt like more of a round 2 or round 3 singles tourney match. But prepping the kid, making sure he felt good. He hasn't played in a little bit because of the Rona. So making sure we got some rust flowing, moving, grooving. And just it was nice to catch up with the kid because it had been a while. He's up in Canada, so it's been a bit since we got to catch up. So the prep for this match was getting back in our shorthand, our groove, and then making sure he knew the scope of this. And he did. He knew way more about Duralde than I did, of course, but making sure that we went into this with the respect and expectation that was due.
See, this is great because Brendan is one of those competitors that I know a lot of people have in their brackets as this is one of those competitors that could take this whole thing, honestly, because he's that knowledgeable. He's that good at the game. He knows what he's doing. And I know for this one, I know we ourselves have him edging out Alonso in this match. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Am I answering that as a spoiler?
It's, yeah.
Get that poker face, Coy. Anyway, I got to tell Eric to clip that out.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Let's see. We got Oscar saying, "Good morning, fanatics." I guess it's early where he's at. It says Coy's volume is a bit low.
I've got my phone plugged in, so my microphone might not be happy with that. So I will project.
Just get closer to it.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the only other thing I remember about Brendan Meyer is until you were just now talking, I completely forgot that this is still 2020, and so far he's in probably one of my favorite movies of this year. Color Out of Space was so good. So I completely forgot that movie still took place or was released this year.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Wow.
many people are asking if we're allowed to put Kevin Smith on the wheel for his game, but I'm waiting for a Brendan Meyer question.
Yeah. Well, we've had one with Sam Levine,
Yeah, and
who played Private Hirschberg in Inglourious Bastards, and they're like, I don't want to answer this. That was
I hope
so
Rogan
funny.
never gets forgiven for that.
House Carol going, come on. But we're going to go ahead and get moving. We're going to get into this and get it going. Let me see.
The elusive.
The elusive. There it is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the.
When Christian had hair.
The singles tournament.
It's so funny
is
watching these back because
here
I was
today.
doing
I
this
am Christian
on the
Harloff,
Zoom, but with that
not
face
joined by
interacting.
Mark Ellis just yet. Will he show up in rounds 2 or 3? That is part of the game here today. But if not, I am going to call the game all by my lonesome. Have I done it before? No, I don't think I have. Can I do it? We'll find out. But this is going to be a lot of fun on this show today because these are two really, really knowledgeable competitors we have in both Alonso Duralde and
the thing I really love about Christian is that he's got that business. He is all business, but he still has that comedic back behind him.
Yeah.
Like you hear his silliness back underneath like the whole business
what Alonso Duralde knows.
face that he gives off, and it works so well for him.
I've known him for a very long
great
time.
combination
And
of him
when
and
you want
Alice
to
is
know
a
about
high
movies, you ask Alonso. But it doesn't mean he knows the game as well as Brendan Meyer. Brendan Meyer won the team's tournament last year. He got very far in the singles tournament. He lasted, I don't know.
How happy were you when you snagged them in the draft?
He is a
I mean, that was my
trivia
plan.
because he's a
Like,
student
that was
of
the
game.
foundation of my
Now
plan.
we saw what Alonso
It kind of
Duralde
shaped
did
my
with
whole
Whitney
faction
Seibold
because
in his
from
team
that
of
point
Deep
on, I
13.
ran every idea
Deep
by
13
them.
proved
So,
that
like,
Alonso's learning the
they're
game a little bit
foundational.
more.
They're as big a
Now,
part of the
it
faction
wasn't
as
his
I am.
fault that Matt actually challenged his win last year. They would have been in the
I think you had the first pick out of the whole draft too, right? Like you were the first one up there, third.
From how much Alonso knows. So this is, even though
I felt like I remember you.
match before. This is not going to be a sure win for the kid. And
yeah, that's right.
A lot of amazing knowledge about to be thrown our way. And it also means a lot.
And now we're
for
fighting
the
who's the
factions.
boss Friday.
The Burning Drews, managed by Ken Knapsack.
That'll be good.
Proven
that's
that
tomorrow.
he
I should say
has
tomorrow.
really
Jesus,
been
time.
able to motivate his players.
What's
tell
time?
them about the game.
Time doesn't exist this
Thing
year.
that Alonso
It's a
doesn't
construct.
necessarily know from playing in past games that Ken, being the pro that he is.
But yeah, they've been just
Coy
what I
Jandreau, on the
wanted.
other
What
hand.
up, Rock?
Brendan Meyer
they've been
was
just the
his
players I
essentially
wanted them to be,
second
and I've
or
been
first pick. The way they
so
look at
happy
it, he
to
picked
have them. Like,
Shazam
this
right
season's
away.
been rocky because of the
He
Rona,
worked
but
with
great otherwise.
Brendan brilliantly in that.
Man, I would really like to see where the Quirky
Brendan was
Mercs
the
would
first
be
one. It was the second
this
one,
year if there
eliminated, where
weren't
ultimately
a
Dan
dang
Murrow
virus.
The late
with
spring,
Dan
early
Murrow,
summer would have
and we
been a
haven't
different
seen him
animal, that's
since.
for sure.
So we know
Oh,
that
yeah.
he's antsy. We know he wants to play.
But I'm
and
really,
that's where
like,
we
you
are
know,
today.
as a Boston
So,
fan, as a Patriots
we all
fan,
let
I'm
up
sorry,
there. I
all the
just
fans
told
that
you the
just
whole
lost.
damn thing, but I don't
I'm,
edit
I'm really
the way
happy to be
that
like
Eric,
a fourth quarter
the great
player. Like
nerd
the second
Chronic
half of the
does.
year is
So
going to be a
here you
different
go.
thing.
Yeah.
Shazam! The kid.
And promos at home is weird, but fun.
Yeah. It's got to be at least a little bit more relaxing.
I'm better with crowds, man.
Oh, yeah.
My God, look at what
Because
Cruz
talking to
done
yourself
so far. He
when
did
you're
very
talking
well
to
to
yourself
start
and you
free
know
for
you're
all.
talking
We
to
have an
yourself
upset
feels a
Cinderella
lot
story
like
in the
talking to
making. Look at
yourself.
this kid. The kid. What an ovation for the kid.
And what this kid
Like
can do
I
by
like
standing for 5
the
hours.
cacophony
I
of
cannot
this,
wait
like
to
this,
see
this
this
moment.
today.
So it's really funny how different it feels to be like, oh, that's a camera, you
And
absolute
his
psychopath.
own
You're just
Shazam
talking to yourself.
teammate, the formidable William the Beast Bibiani.
And look,
Oh,
that
that
was an amazing
tracksuit.
match. It was heartbreaking to lose by 1 point, to be that close. But yeah, I'm looking to get a
He
win
is
this time.
formidable.
I have a really tough opponent here in Alonso Duralde. I mean, he's a
I
super
accidentally
player.
invented a new word when describing a formidable.
I think
Bibs
he's got a
is
good shot at
formidable.
this. I'm up against the kid who's
Omelette du
impressive and
fromage.
knows a lot of stuff. Here's hoping that age and experience actually means
I'm actually
something.
impossibly
Manager,
jealous of
apparently,
Alonso's beard.
I
I
have
don't know if
one.
that counts as commentary, but I think it every time.
Hi, Ken.
Here's the thing.
He's
Alonso
rocking a
Duralde
really
does not
sweet
need me
facial
as a
getup.
manager.
It's just
He
so
take care of
solid
himself,
and looks so
right?
soft, and I'm
Which is
jealous.
why I'm
Good for
glad
him.
he's on my team. I can put my energies.
And it fits his holly jolly personality
elsewhere.
too.
My old
Oh, definitely
team
vibes for sure.
I guess I'm not quite ready to take that next step in singles. I am good at the Schmoedown, but I don't think I can get to these kinds of matches right now without an elite top-level player. It's a great challenge for me to see where I'm at in this league because I think
Just waiting. Honestly, like I'm saying this, and I'm not saying this because you're here, Coy, but I'm just waiting for these two to get a belt. I really am. Like, it's gonna happen.
How do you think I feel?
It's a good nickname, kid. Because when you say it, you're like, ah, what a good kid.
I feel like
happy
with
go
the
lucky
faction
persona,
and the
sheriff,
expectations from the
angel
draft to
face.
now,
Do I
I've only
look like
disappointed people
someone
unless they see the
who wants
long
to
game,
have
so it's been really hard.
cheer
So I'm like, no,
around
no,
him?
trust me.
No.
And look at
I
our
still don't know what a
matches.
manager
So
does,
many
but
of
I'm sure
matches
you're a
of the
good
year
one.
matches. Like our Star Wars match was insane. Greg almost taking out Kalinowski is nuts. Like you can't just look at the scoreboard. We've killed it this season. We're gonna keep killing it, but it's hard to be like, trust me.
Yeah,
As we said,
that would have been like.
the match is set.
There's an
It
upset
is
of the year.
clear.
That I think
Alonso is excited
Greg
to play.
taking out Mike would have
Kid
been an
certainly
awesome upset of
eager
the
to get
year.
back into the Schmoedown battlefield.
Yeah,
And both
this
Ken
year is
and
like season
Coy
7 might be
looking
called
to
the
pick
new
up
era, but
wins
to me it's
for
the season
their
of upsets. There's
factions.
so much this
Speaking
season
of Ken
that's
and
just
Coy,
insane.
Here he is with a brand new hoodie, Ken Knapsack, and his counterpart here today. Coy
Oh,
Jandreau.
that
Gentlemen,
Deadpool bust.
big
That bust
Oh my
is so
gosh.
cool.
here as we see this
Oh
3-point,
yeah, this is my
potentially
first match with
4-point.
that. That is
game.
a
Let's start
life-size
with you, Ken
1-to-1
Knapsack.
hand-painted Deadpool
You know,
bust.
we've given you your
Yeah, we
props
saw
as
like
far
your
as how you've
post
been
when you
managing
got it, and you're
thus
like, I'll be
far.
doing unboxing
Let's
later.
have the
Like, oh
conversation
my gosh,
with
that thing is so
Alonso
awesome
Duralde.
looking.
It
I
is,
saw that, I was
it is
like-
amongst my favorite
Are you
possessions
sure you've
now.
given me
My house
props,
burns down,
as
I
we
get
say?
Spidey, I
I
get
don't
comics,
think
I get
you
food.
ever really do. It's not about me.
I saw
Here's the
that
great
bust
thing
and I was
about
like, man, I
managing
want one. Let's
Alonso
see how much it
Duralde.
is.
He is a gentleman.
Never mind.
He's a professional.
Do you have,
I'm lucky enough to have friends at
in this
Sideshow.
game, so therefore I can be.
do you have a nice?
I was born
That's a
to
good
be as a
connection.
manager with him. I just
Do you
gotta
have
make
like
sure he
one
feels
specific
comfortable.
box
I'm
of
in his corner
comics
when
that
he
you
needs
grab
me,
in
and
that
he
case?
knows
Like-
I've actually got my
be out
comics in
there,
order
and
alphabetically,
that's
then
where I come in
chronologically.
as a
So
manager.
Amazing
You have to know
Spider-Man, my
each
Silver
individual
Age box
player.
would be
Do you
number 1,
hover
so I can
like a
place that
helicopter
first
parent,
because that's my
or did you just say,
60s
get outside,
Spider-Man
kid,
stuff.
and go
So
figure
they're
it
in
out
order of
yourself?
panic.
Alonso is definitely someone. who knows how to-
Nice.
Well, if you watched yesterday's match, you
I mean,
saw
I'd
how
grab
much
these
props
by
I
the time.
gave you with that win by Jada Paramo yesterday
600
over
Blu-rays are heavy,
Jim
but I'd fucking
Babidas. So
try.
yes, I gave you your props. Sure. Yes, I did. And I will also give props to this gentleman here, and that's Coy Jandreau. Coy, anybody that you talk to on your faction, maybe right now the faction points aren't, you're not in the leadership role, excuse me, you're not in the leadership position yet with the Finstock exchanges of the world and corruption and swag. But your competitors,
Why are you
have
bringing
all
them
said
up?
how
Yeah,
much
let's go ahead and
you
like say
have
who
meant
was
to them
beating
as
you.
far as inspiration, and that was really pretty clear in New York in the beginning of this year. How's the relationship with you and the kid, and how's he feeling going into this match?
I mean, what I love about New York is we were all actually able to get to know each other well outside in the confines of the studio. It was an actual, it felt like when you're in school and you go on that like giant field trip with your friends and you really get to know them. And I feel like I would change nothing about that trip. It was lovely getting to know the kid. It was lovely getting to know Bibbs. But I feel like me and the kid, we went out and got buffalo chicken in New York. We talked over pizza. We bonded. And ever since, there's been this really great shorthand.
I want
know
buffalo chicken,
just
and there's
when to
also a
check
lot of
in,
me on the
just
street.
when to let them watch 100 movies, what direction to kind of like push.
Man,
it
I wanna
a
go
little
back to
bit,
New
not
York
too
so
hard.
bad.
I feel like there's a great
I've been there
shorthand
once.
with me and the kid, and I also really like it.
It's gonna be a
So I'm
different
really
city when you get
excited
back
to just
down.
hang out. Like I miss
That's
seeing
true.
the kid. So today's as much.
I
about
got a
being
lot
here
of love
with
for
you as
that
being
city. I
here
really
with him.
hope.
can't
I
wait to see
got
him win.
all the hope in the world for
That's
the
secondary to the
recovery.
fun we're gonna have because that's the quirky Merc way.
Ken,
I gotta also
you
say
know,
I like
the
the
other thing is you were
crisis
kind of
picture
thrown
back
into
there.
this by your faction. They
Dude,
voted on
that's
you.
I
And
did
I
George
saw it.
Perez's last
I
ever
saw it. It was
Comic-Con
that same
panel,
look I
and
saw
that's a
yesterday. It
gift
was the
from
same look
George.
I
It's
saw when
hand
you won your
signed.
first Star Wars
Nice.
championship.
Wow.
There was a glimmer.
Yeah, that's
There was
George
a glimmer
Perez's
of
magnum
maybe
opus
you can win
signed by
this
George
thing.
Perez.
Maybe you can do this. And that wasn't even one of your power hitters with Jader. Alonso's a power
Comics
hitter.
are great, man.
So if Alonso is to pull this thing off today, what are the Droog's chances of really making a run?
Well, we'll just know after it. I'm like Emperor Palpatine. I have a long-term
Ken's
plan.
managing
to
style and my
adjust on the
managing style
fly.
are so
All
the
right,
opposite.
that's it.
I love
And
Ken.
what is this stuff with? Look, I love Coy. I've known Coy for a long time. He and his Errol Flynn facial hair are just dazzling at parties. Brendan's great. This cheery disposition, fun was outlawed in the Schmoedown around 2017 by the fans. All right, me and Duralde are here for the
He's
game,
also
for the
not
match,
wrong.
to see where we go. Doesn't mean I don't want to one day share a
Let's say
Christmas
it's
eggnog with a
roughly more like Green Arrow, which I know is like pattern after Errol Flynn, but
points, we'll see where we go. We don't put too much
Dude,
pressure on stuff,
when I
the game
shaved it,
puts
I had
enough
to shave it
pressure
for
on
the Emmy for your consideration.
All right,
It was
so
like 3 inches.
I will
missed
then
that,
say
but,
this,
I gotta
gentlemen,
look
this is going
like
to be a
not a hobo
really
sometimes.
fun match. A lot of knowledge between these two competitors, and I wish you luck. So with that, I'm going to put both Coy and Ken in the waiting room.
I make
as
bold choices
we
in
get
quarantine, man. It
to
might happen.
our
Can
first
you like
competitor. Mark, are you
go
ready?
mohawk and then
Mark's
like
ready.
shape it in
All right.
the form of like Yondu's
Ladies and
fin?
gentlemen, it's time for the movie.
Just whistle the whole match.
Schmoedown.
Yeah, just listen the entire match.
Introducing first.
The co-manager of the Quirky Mercs is also
the
with us on the show, by the way.
Burning Drew.
Nice, Spidey Cat. I was gonna ask for a Spidey Cat appearance.
Schmoedown.
Oh, don't you worry.
Singles
Spidey's always
debut. He is
I've known some cats in my day, but I think your cat is probably the best cat I've ever seen.
He's an anime cat. He's a cartoon. It doesn't make sense.
He's back. Ladies and gentlemen, Alonso, it's always a pleasure.
and my brother says that even though I also own a cat right now.
I remember you
Ouch.
told
Yeah,
me
Coy's
that
cat's
you're
better
not
than your
gonna-
cat.
Those are
Many
shots
times,
fired.
I want to compete in singles. I want to play in singles. And now you're playing in singles.
But Spidey's
and
got,
you're in
like-
the tournament here against
I'm
Brendan
working
Meyer.
on
How do you
some
feel
fan
about
art so
going
I
up
can make some
against
Spidey
the
merch.
kids?
Spidey's
I
like
have no one to
a
blame.
non-douchey
It's
internet
exciting.
famous cat.
I want to see
Yeah.
how this all plays out.
No ego. Well, he has a little bit of an ego, but he's good.
A couple of free
He's also effectively got a Funko because of Captain Marvel.
Just me,
Goose.
unforgiving light of my laptop computer. So
So
I think
Spidey a cat or a flirkin?
obviously we.
I
bring
wonder and I
stuff
worry
to the table, but
sometimes.
stuff
If I don't
we
feed him, he goes
bring.
full flirkin. I
So
haven't gotten
that's
there
what
yet.
You're going to be seeing in this match.
never go full flirkin.
I mentioned
All
at
the
the top here, Alonso, about the fact that you and Whitney have actually worked very well together this season, obviously knowing each other, but being able to kind of learn the game. Do you feel that you've learned the Schmoedown game itself?
It's a scary thought. If you don't feed him,
than,
you might
say,
lose
did
an
maybe
eye.
Even like a season ago.
I lose more than that,
I'm just
man. This
gonna go in here
cat's
with my
like
knowledge
the most
and
loving,
see where it
so I
takes
don't want to know if that amount of
I
love
think
can
you
turn
get
into
behind
that
that
hate.
desk enough times and you start to pick up on the niceties of when do I use my
He's like a
key?
dog. He rolls on his back
What
and
can I
begs for
challenge?
kisses
When
and
can I
snuggles and
feel
stuff.
enough?
So like that's
All that
magic.
good
I
stuff.
don't
So,
want to know the other side.
Obviously, a lot of people know this stuff way better than I do, but I do feel like I'm getting more comfortable with the mechanics of how this thing works. And yeah, I do bring my.
This has
lifetime
turned
of-
into like another like Coy cubed. It's like Coy comics and
That's what
cats.
we're here for.
Well,
Yes.
we're excited to
There's
have you
so
on
many
the first
options
one,
for
so we're going
Coy
to put you in a
Cube.
waiting room until we bring out your opponent. So good luck. And his opponent, representing the Quirky Mercs, with a record of 3 wins, 3 defeats, and
That team name sounds familiar.
he is the
It's new.
2019 Ultimate Schmoedown Teams winner. He is the kid, Brendan.
Did you
Meyer.
how much? So I'm assuming that you had a lot of pull in how the team's name was, at least originally and now, right?
Oh yeah. No, both are my name. So the first one just didn't work out because we didn't want to tempt the mouse.
Yeah.
And then the new one was also my creation, and then I also designed the Christian and I designed the guy. So we like talked about what we wanted to look like, shaped the whole logo. So I was part of the ground up, and it's exactly what I pictured. So it's really cool to see the actualization of an idea.
Last year, I was playing a lot, sometimes 2 times a day. So yeah, it was weird to kind of be so in it.
And we've lived up to it.
So
These mercs are very quick.
And hopefully I've accumulated a lot
Oh,
more
for
knowledge
sure.
over
I
that
mean,
time. We'll see.
Well,
between the kid,
look who he is.
Bibiani, and the real rejects
He's
themselves
made it.
are.
He's made it. Mark Ellis is.
They're
here.
just a
Mark, I've
delight.
Already interviewed.
I mean, just wait for Perry, man. Perry's a merc herself. She's
Brendan
gonna be
here. The kid
she's right there with the quirky mercs.
going into it, but Brendan the second.
I am excited to see Perry back in it again.
Mark gets settled.
I feel like I
Yeah.
haven't seen Perry in like ages.
regards to this
First match is
team,
Kalinowski because no pressure.
You
Yeah.
not only did you make
Why
your
not?
name, I would say
Throw her in. Let's see what
Perry
happens.
haven't played in a while. What do you want
nice
to put
run
Mike
in singles
Kalinowski?
tournament
Let's
and
see this
then
out.
win the teams tournament. So is that kind of satisfying in the fact that you're coming when you are coming back? You're coming back to tournament season, something that
That's
you
also
are
like this match,
familiar
like
with?
first round match. It's like, all right, let's get everybody warmed up. Brendan hasn't played in a while. Oh, Alonso? Okay, cool.
Because there can
Thanks.
be pressure, and the thing is I've had things.
It's
going
so
my
it's
way
so
before
funny about
the
like my draft is
so
everybody's like, this is
I
the
just
best
have
draft
hope
of
that
them,
comes
and blah blah
to
blah.
fruition
And
again, but
then
it's a tough game,
coronavirus
you know,
happens,
I
we
played
didn't get to
in the first
play.
round
Now that we're
last
playing,
year,
it's like, okay,
and
play the
it was
best of
close, not a
everyone.
fun choice. I was able to
Go.
get some steals. Who knows what would
Yeah.
have happened if it would have
It's
gone
an
a
honor.
different way.
It's very
So,
flattering that we're seen that way, but now we got to be that
I have
way.
good memories. I have good vibes for the tournaments, and so this is good.
Dude, that whole thing with Brendan Meyer being a delinquent,
Brendan, I understand
Yeah.
that you wrote a book.
that
called
was
Have Your
great.
Yeah,
Little-
I really, that was his idea, and then we just kind of shaped
Mark,
it.
that was-
Did you guys see the new
that's-
promo that dropped today for Shazam? Who's
Brendan,
the
I'll
boss?
just ask you. I see Soundwave in a.
Okay,
No, I
it's a
have not yet.
response to last
So
week's
if that
pay-per-view.
is
It's
representative of
zesty.
heartbeat, do you say that's accurate, or are you beating a little
Zesty.
faster? It's a
Zesty.
tournament setting.
Wow.
You'll see.
You're how little I know about what an irregular heartbeat would look like.
Is there
I'm assuming
have y'all
it'd be
been doing
higher
like
than
a lot behind the scenes to try to get to make sure everyone's internet is good to go this for these next few matches?
Yeah.
As best we can. I mean, I gotta have the internet
Well,
of a
Dr.
Kevin
Murray,
Smith, Chris Jericho
just a
match. Like
second.
I
Gonna
gotta
bring Alonso
organize
back,
with
and
wrestling
there is
promos and,
kid.
and
All right,
one of my favorite
competitors
directors of
have
all time.
arrived.
Like no
Mark
pressure,
Ellis
internet.
has
Just don't
arrived.
die that day.
And now we get to
Yeah, like
the
hardwire it
rules
in.
of round
Yeah,
number
like
one.
I'm sitting next
Mark,
to my
great
router
stuff.
to make
Ellis,
sure.
can you please give them the breakdown?
That's when you call your cable company like, hey, can you up me to the next level of internet? And then like the day after, like, oh, go ahead and put me back down to where I was.
It was excessive. I didn't get it.
Just bump me up, just boost me for like the one day.
Right now, I'm
You two
uploading at
girls
11
together.
minutes. I feel like
What a
that's good.
great
That's what I
effort.
need to get to. My last apartment was like 4, so this is like
Jeez.
Christmas.
It's really incredible. All right, so Mark, the rules, please.
Yes. Now
Brendan's
we will get
excited.
To the
Excitement makes me so excited. So it's always funny, like in these matches when we're filming them, like him swaying me behind the scenes in the
boy
backstage.
and
is like,
man. We'll hear 8 questions from 8 different corners of movie.
and that's
trivia
another reason I
Schmoedown.
wanted
Know
Bibbs
how. Your
and the
first
kid is
question
their
for our
energy. Like we
question
feed off
every
each other
question
really well.
between is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing, not in round number 1 anyway. As soon as we ask the question, you have 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer with whatever utensil you have handy on whatever surface you prefer. Once we ask you by name or nickname to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to the camera. At the same time, you verbalize your answer into the microphone. I'll remind each competitor of your 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used
3
at
years
any
ago when
time.
I was first
You
going
may
to compete,
initiate
these
the
seemed
challenge,
so
but your
intimidating, and now the
manager
amount of
is
times I've
gonna
heard these
come in
rules.
and have to
It's so
ratify
fun.
and confirm that the challenge.
I think the best part is that Ellis doesn't even have like
Christian,
it written in
I
front of him
feel
anymore.
like,
He just
new
fires it
I
off.
think that's like a
and
script
you
at this
guys
point
already
here.
started the circus, so just get me to the center ring and let's see some elephants.
Fair enough. We start with the kid. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yep.
Alonso, you're ready.
Let's do it.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. Round number 1, question number 1, gentlemen. It comes into the realm of action adventure. What is the subtitle of the 4th film in the Mad Max franchise?
It's nice to take a breath, Christian.
There it is.
In a day.
Yeah, I
In a
know.
day.
Yeah, but you made it.
Ding.
Buddy. I'm glad you made it right before the match. So that's okay. 5,
Hold my hands like this so easy.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And Brendan.
Fury Road.
Yes, it is. Alonso.
Oh.
Fury Road.
Correct. 1.
Fury Road.
Mark.
Okay, I was saying Beyond Thunderdome, but
That's 3.
Very good movie in black and white or
Boom.
glorious Technicolor.
it was like
Your
Road
next
Warrior,
question
Mad Max.
Yeah, no, it's Fury Road.
And your query.
Yeah, because the
Daniel
first one's
Day-
Road Warrior, the second one's Mad Max, and then the third one's Thunderdome, and then Fury Road, I think.
2007 released film. Some people call him by his full name, Christian. I like Double D Lewis.
Won his
well-
second best actor.
Totally different person.
You might be onto something.
Yeah, I think I got it.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Pens down, please. And Alonso.
In the name of the Father?
That's incorrect. And Brendan?
There will be blood.
That's correct for 1 point.
My
So,
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. There will be blood.
Oh, Chris is handling it.
Mine's got gangs in New York.
Dramas.
That's a few years earlier.
In the town of Bedford Falls.
I mean, that is the actor, not the director.
Film.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Christian, I think about there will be blood. About that milkshake line. Do you have a favorite milkshake?
Oh, shoot.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
You got to go Wendy's, Frosty, the classic.
Oh, no.
5,
JTE.
4, 3, hands up.
I got it.
2,
I know it. I
Yeah.
just can't pull the title.
pens down.
Wow.
And
I hate those.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, that's it.
And Alonso.
I was like, Jimmy Stewart.
Alonso
I can get it.
left
It's
the
a Wonderful Life.
Oh, 2-1.
All right, next question.
He has
Goddard
written
can't
novels
pull
about
Jimmy
the
Stewart, but I can
subject,
pull Jimmy
available
Stewart.
wherever fine books are sold. Your next question, gentlemen, is in the world of directors. And the question is, James Wan has directed 3 sequels. Name one of them.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I like these kind of thing where it's like, it makes you nervous because it's like, hey, this guy's done 11 things.
Yep.
We just need one.
5, 4,
Ooh.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we start with Alonso.
Fast 7.
Fast 7 counts.
Oh.
And
Insidious Chapter 2.
that also counts.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
there
that's
we
it.
go.
Fast and Furious 7.
Yeah, that's one I should have. But did he do Saw
We
too?
get to our,
No.
Yeah, Insidious 2.
to our next question.
dang
Here it is.
And also, like, a number of people asked why I didn't challenge that because it's actually
Who
Furious
plays
7.
Evan Treeborn?
I
who can
forget
time
the
travel
international
into his
releases.
past
They did
by
Fast and
reading
Furious
his old
7, and I forgot
in
that
the
America did
Butterfly.
Furious 7. But since it was such a quick, like, he got a point, he got a point, we just moved along. I didn't have time to, like, recover. So since it didn't affect the end of the game, I'm glad that that's how it worked out. But it was definitely an
Don't do
awkward moment of, like, I love that franchise. Oh, no.
But,
I don't know why I didn't put. Yeah,
must have.
I love
5,
Fast and Furious. I don't know why I didn't
4,
put that one.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And we start with the kid.
Ashton Kutcher.
That is correct. And Alonso?
Ashton Kutcher.
Yes.
The
Okay.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
Your next question, gentlemen, is in the world of comedies, as the studio audience in my bedroom howls with laughter.
So are you guys tied up now?
Which actress
I believe so.
Yep.
played Annie Walker in the film Bridesmaids? Boy,
Yep.
we're re-rolling in the
I
theater
can
watching
see her
this.
face too.
And remember, I went into it not knowing
Got
what to
it.
expect. I did not know if it was going to be any good, and I thought.
Why am I not pulling her name? I'm doing what you do with It's a Wonderful Life.
The hardest laugh movies I've ever seen.
5, 4.
Because I can tell you which Wonder Woman movie she's in.
1.
Yeah.
Pens down, please.
The one we
start
haven't
with
seen yet?
Alonso.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, that's it. Kristen
And
Wiig.
kid.
Kristen Wiig.
You got it.
Kristen Wiig.
All right. So we see ourselves now.
Yeah, I probably would have
6-5.
JTE'd that, get that extra.
I'm ready to
Our
party.
next question: horror/thriller is the next category.
yeah.
Joan. Which 2008 horror thriller stars Liv Tyler
Yep.
and Scott Speedman as a couple whose home is invaded?
Used to play against Scott Speedman in rec league
Yep.
basketball.
Any good?
Or-
well, I have 4 championships.
I do not like horror
Christian,
movies,
why are you
so-
asking how much he has?
Why are you doing this? Because
These are,
home.
4,
These are more miss than hit for me usually.
2, 1. Pens down, please. And Brandon Meyer.
The Strangers.
It is. And Alonso.
Ooh.
The Strangers.
Yep.
Correct.
The Strangers.
As we get to our last question in the round, however, the kid, Brandon Meyer,
Oh, we're tied up
has
again.
a perfect round thus far. If he hits this question, then he and only he will get a bonus question. Here is the question mark. It's what realm?
It's in the world of animated movies, Christian, drawn by hand on a computer. We'll take either kind. Your question, gentlemen. What 2019 animated film features the Oscar-nominated song?
Jeez.
Here's my Stranger
I liked it better than the first one.
I haven't actually seen this yet, but I do know what the song. Or
I like
I haven't heard the song. I know of the song.
5,
Yeah.
4,
I think the song is way better than Let It Go.
1. And Alonso,
Frozen 2.
you got it. And the kid,
Frozen 2.
perfect round for the kid.
Frozen again.
Frozen
To
2.
a
Frozen,
question.
Frozen 2. Frozen Boogaloo.
Yep.
Brendan,
Frozen
you do not
Boogaloo.
have to write
Chewy
it down
Boogaloo.
for this one. You just
All right.
have to answer it on your own. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here you go. Who directed the 2013 Western adventure, The Lone Ranger?
Oh,
Tim Burton.
No, Gore Verbinski.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gore Verbinski. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I was like, I thought that was one like Tim Burton did, and you're like, why? Why would Tim Burton do that?
No.
Bonus. So now we get to the rules of round number 2. Mark, how's it go?
That's right, gentlemen. Remember.
So, Coy, how are you feeling after that performance?
So my boy got a perfect round, and
We're in round number
pretty good
2.
to see
It's
him all
wheel
hyper
round.
and active
The wheel
and
of
engaged.
fate down, and
What my favorite part of that
ultimately
whole round was
justice
the
will be served.
acuity. Like he was always like it was right away. There was no stalling. He was handling his business. Like that was the kid I drafted first. Like him and Bibbs were my guys, and that was the round to show that. So what's funny is I actually sent Kevin Smith this match because I was like, this is a fucking crazy showing of our faction, but look at the kid, and that's how he played. Like that. Come on, what else do you want, internet?
Right. Exactly.
So it feels good to have my faction shown so bright.
Yeah. He's putting on a clinic, so to speak.
Handling it.
I like your freaking momentum, man. I think
Edited by Nerd Crumb.
I personally would say, with especially that bonus, do you feel like you want to carry the momentum on?
I got to be honest with you. Usually, I let the other person spin second, but I agree momentum is a big deal. But I just like to see Alonso go. I'd like to see what he gets. I'd like to know, because what round 2 changes everything. So I'd like to see what Alonso does. I know he could do amazing. Who knows? Maybe he gets something that he wouldn't do as good. And I'd rather.
So I generally lean, if you're killing it, use momentum. And obviously here, I'm going to let the player decide. Like I'm not going to override his decision. But it was really interesting. Like I trust the kid so completely. I'm like, here's my offering of idea, and away we go.
Bringing back both.
That's a good thought. I like that. If you're rolling, just keep rolling off that energy, keep moving with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually my thought, but he had a really good reason for wanting to go second, and there's no one that knows the game quite like Suzanne, so I'm never going to contradict them.
Canadian, eventually he'll feel guilty about.
There's definitely like pluses. There's positive and negatives to going first or second either way. Lately we've had the guests on here. We've been talking about how like a lot of them will want to go second because it gives them a time to take a breather, recollect themselves, and then see like how much further they could get once the other person has the points on the board.
Yeah.
It also it interestingly changes like the probability in fascinating ways. So it to me depends on what we feel about the wheel. That really shapes it for me. Like, is it most of the wheel or less of the wheel that we're excited about?
To figure out what you want to do here, starting now.
Oh, I think
That's how I manage the wheel. Is it? Are we 10 out of 12 slices? Or are we
whatever it is
4?
Yeah.
So he's passing on movie release dates.
And we're landing
Chip Carey?
on
80s.
Oh, yeah. 80s films. All right. So we're going to remove Ken. We're going to bring back Brendan Meyer here. And we're going to get 4 questions, Alonso, in the realm of the 80s. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here you go. Question number 1.
All right, Adams is 80s.
Which Oscar-winning actor co-stars
Michael Caine.
87's Jaws: The Revenge?
Michael Caine?
Michael Caine.
2 points.
Michael Caine.
My cocaine.
Not your cocaine. It's my cocaine.
I don't use cocaine.
Okay.
In 1982's Tootsie.
Shockingly, no one on screen uses cocaine.
Anytime soap opera that Michael Dorsey joins.
Oh, I've heard this so many times.
Multiple choice, please.
A, General Hospital. B, The Sun Also Sets.
Is the sun also sets, I believe.
D, Days of the Week.
That would be C, Southwest General.
Correct for 1 point.
Oh, okay. Maybe I haven't heard it that much.
Danny Noonan is a young man who hopes to earn a college scholarship by working at the Bushwood Country Club in which 1980s comedy?
Caddyshack.
Yeah.
2 more points. And finally, your last question, Alonso, are you ready?
It's like the only one I know of in the country club in the 80s.
84's Gremlins.
Joe Dante.
For
Yes.
2 more points. Alonso Duralde has a very
He's going to
solid
get it before me.
14-9.
14-9.
Great round, Alonso. Great round.
Round by Alonso. All right, Alonso going to drop you out here, bringing back Coy Jandreau, and now 60 more
My
seconds.
name's pronounced
to
8 different ways
decide.
per match.
Excuse me. Let's get
It's pronounced differently depending on who says it. Like every
Who
single
says
person
it,
will just
how
pronounce
late
it
in the
differently.
game they're saying it, which round they're saying it,
See a
if they're
lot
happy
of
with me.
temptation on that wheel. Greg.
So this is
Audrey
a bold
Hepburn.
seconds to decide if you want.
This is very similar to something we talked about as far as strengths and goals, but I that sound you made worries me a little.
The only reason why I worry about it is I know he's very, very good at it.
Are y'all talking in code?
Oh,
I honestly
of course.
feel okay about
That is
it, and
so like I love the fact that people are doing that now with
go
this.
ahead and see what happens.
It's actually really smart.
So
Yeah.
you feel okay enough that you think this is stronger than any of the other options that remain? Like, do you want?
See, it's tough. It's about split. It's about there's a couple things here that I'm a little more worried about, and then of course there's definitely a few things that I am more excited about. I think I'm gonna stick with it though. I want
This stuff reminds me like at the beginning of like 21 when they're sitting there like
It is about-
deciding
no,
what
it's totally
each
just
which
based
each
on-
card in the
on
deck
those
is
things that I'm worse at.
magazine. You know.
Okay, let's go with things
Yeah.
that are worse.
I mean, they can hear us, so we have to be
All right, so you're
creative.
sticking with it. All
Yeah.
right, so he's going to stick with Audrey Hepburn. Gonna
They're
remove,
right over there.
Excuse me, remove.
Because I'm seeing
Coy, going to
Finsock's doing this. I'm seeing Swag is doing this. Like it's catching on as like a popular
All right,
choice.
so now, Mark, he chose to stay on Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, I can't
And that is gonna
claim we
be,
started it, but I know we all started filming these
in
a
the
bit
row.
ago, and all of a sudden now we're like, oh, okay,
Right,
we
really
all
good.
got
The
some creative.
silver
don't we?
lining in this time is getting to hear the insight.
It's like we all do
magic.
this on
That was
purpose.
Compelling stuff.
I mean,
Your 2 points.
That's fantastic. It's learning how to adapt with the change in the game.
First of
Yeah,
four,
because it
Brent.
might be fucking 2023 until we're
Romantic
torn
comedy
again.
starring Audrey Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart had a 9.
Wait, this country's going, man.
Sabrina.
Serena, yeah.
That's 2 points.
That's 2 points. All right, here's the second question.
All right.
She was on last night.
The
Yeah,
kid,
right.
Audrey Hepburn's final film appearance came in what Steven Spielberg film?
Always.
You might have picked the right category here, Christian. That's 2
That's a
more.
good one.
Far so good for the kid.
And the
as we
kid
get-
is the kid. Jesus, he wasn't even alive for this
In
actress.
1961's The Children's Hour, a young girl accuses the women who run her school of being what?
A witch.
Oh man. I mean, okay, can you repeat? Actually, can you just repeat the question for me?
She's a witch. How do you know she's a witch? She turned me into a newt.
61.
I got better.
Children's
I got
Hour.
better.
The young girl accuses the women who run her school of being.
That's right. When you don't know the answer, just quote Monty Python.
Can you elaborate?
You know what? If do I have to elaborate? Oh geez, can I go multiple choice then? Because I'm
You can
just
go
feeling
multiple choice.
I'm just feeling a little bit like I have to then because now I'm a little bit
you can choose multiple choice.
okay. Now I'm a little bit
Hmm.
unsure.
Okay.
For 1 point, your options. Is it A, communists, B, child abusers, C, Nazi sympathizers, or D, lesbians?
Well, lesbians.
Yeah, let's just move.
Oh wait, is that right?
That's correct.
Well, I challenge that I should have been right.
If you want to bring in Coy, that you would you like to?
What is happening?
Wait, what?
Coy.
I was about to say I would argue that the other 3 options aren't relationship based. So his argument is to me sound
you
that
said-
the only.
All right, let me drop Alonso out. You guys, are you using official challenge here?
I'd like to challenge this. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, pause it because I didn't quite get what this was. What was going on here? Problem is I'm not familiar with the movie, so
So basically, what Brendan had said was the thing that was the problem was a relationship, and then Mark asked to elaborate, and then the answer was lesbians, but it's being referred to 2 women in a relationship. So the kid's contesting like, well, that's what I said. I just used a more broad term about a specific thing, and then the challenge was. Now here, that's where we are.
okay. So he's challenging it, basically trying to say like, well, that's pretty much what I meant. I want the 2 points, not the 1 point by going to the multiple choice. Okay. I don't know. That might be valid. The only thing is in the context of the movie. Again, I'm not familiar with it. Is there a specific point that I guess given the year of the movie, maybe lesbians were more like taboo at that time period.
It's very clear that's what both Brendan was referring to, and that was the issue. But it's tricky with the. I understand both sides, to be completely honest. What they're looking for is a word, and what Brendan gave was not that word, but was the answer. So I think that's why this is that rare time that after he gave an answer, they still allowed a multiple choice, and now we're in this tricky position of like, how do we confer over this? And I agree for what it's worth with the decision that was finally landed, as far as with the writers, with the judges, with Brendan, like all of this, I agree with. But it's a rock and a hard place by phrasing.
Yeah. All right.
And we are back after much deliberation. Mark, go ahead and read the announcement.
So after a conference with the judges, the decision that we have rendered is as follows. When I did ask Brendan the 2-point question, he answered with what we deemed to be part of a correct answer. I did ask him to elaborate, and it was not satisfactory to award him the 2 points. However, we do think that Brendan knew the answer. He proved as much during the multiple choice round, so we will award Brendan 1 point for getting the multiple choice. He gets 1 point, not 2, and we will now move on to Brendan's last question in the world of Audrey Hepburn.
Can I ask one thing? Do I keep my challenge then, or do I lose it?
I would say your challenge was not overruled, and it was not upheld, so you retain the challenge.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to know. Cool.
All right.
Well,
interesting.
So
that's perfect.
And with this,
You can see the fear in Mark whenever he gives the ruling, and then the competitors are being like, "But and you're like, no."
Exactly what you're supposed to
And
do.
offsides, like I said.
After that
this is
Smets
all
and
fair.
Chandru or whatever, like,
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this
And
is the
in the world of
happiest match,
Audrey
so there's less of
Hepburn,
that.
Brendan Meyer having a sterling round so far. Can he close out with 2 more points? Brendan, your question. In How to Steal a Million, what type of object is Audrey Hepburn's character attempting to steal, which is worth $1 million?
it's like a statue of a cat or something.
Oh, I think I know. Just to be 100% safe, I'm going to go multiple choice. I probably shouldn't, but I just don't want to risk giving up a 2-point steal.
5. All right, multiple choice. Here we go.
Don't worry, it's more cut and dry than the last question. Your options. Is it A, a painting?
It's like a
B,
statue.
diamond, C, a statue, or D,
Ugh.
a historical document?
A diamond?
That is
Oh,
incorrect.
shoot. Oh,
Alonso, I'm going to read the
oh,
question again, and then I'm going to give you your options. In How to Steal a Million, what type of object is Audrey Hepburn's character attempting to steal, which is worth $1 million? Your options.
Brendan's anguish.
A painting. B,
Does he
a diamond,
stand
C,
now
a
all the
statue,
time
or D,
because
a historical
of
document?
Bibiani?
I think he stands because he's
That's
really
pretty
excited to be
one
back
point
in the
steal for
game. I
Alonso.
think it's an honor of Bibbs, but I think he
Huge
needs it.
Look, I think as much as I joke.
What-
I think
was that a
Bibbs did
statue?
that exactly right. I think he was.
I didn't-
sure on it.
I didn't hear what the answer to that was. It was a statue.
I think it was. I'm
Nonetheless,
sorry, I missed it
finds
too.
himself down 1 point to Alonso Duralde, but he still
Yeah.
did very well in that Hepburn.
Could just look it up
category.
later.
All right, so now we bring back both Coy.
I want to
and
say
Ken
that like
as
it was
we
a statue of a
move
cat because
round
that's
number
like something
3.
that was referenced by Catwoman at one point, I believe.
Oh, I like that.
You might be going like too hyper specific there.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It's a statue of a cat. It's a black cat with green eyes. It's definitely something that Selena Kyle would be interested in.
4 inches by 9 inches by 2 inches.
Weighs exactly 23 grams.
That's a movie fight shit. That's another conversation. That's my game. That's where I play.
For Alonso and for Brendan.
110 and 4.
It's
110
somewhat
and
buoyant
4
when you
for
put it in
Brendan.
a bathtub
All right,
full of
so
water.
Alonso, you will
Because you know
Exactly.
a statue. You're gonna put a statue that's worth $1 million in a bathtub full of water.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
I mean,
You didn't write the movie.
Switch around. Obviously, we're not out of the woods yet. This is still super close, and I'm the newbie here, so I got to bring it. But hopefully, these are questions that make some sense and that I can actually tackle.
You're doing great. You're taking a beat even when you know the answer. You've got great candles on your bookshelf. You're a witchy man back there. And the pressure's on him. He's like a Canadian who's been served flapjacks without a syrup. He's a little out of sorts right now. Let him stew in those juices. Let's just take it to the end.
He's just painting a whole bunch of pictures there that I don't know if I want to see or not.
Yeah, I love mixed metaphors count there, but I feel like we got some of those.
Stage in New York, how we just had a Shyamalan twist thrown at us, and we were disoriented, and then you played the singles game of your life to date. I feel very similarly right now. Like we just had a little hiccup. It threw us off for a minute, but luckily that.
Yeah, I think still being down by 1 going into the third round against Alonso is a very comfortable place to be still.
I feel okay.
Look at Molly. Molly just popped up, and Mark was all like,
I hadn't actually seen him up,
and Molly's in the chair like, what's going on, guys?
Sometimes, but I
Here I am.
got 5 points out of the round, and really.
I know you were missing me in this match so far, but I'm here now.
I feel like it was a great choice.
No, it's not pre-recorded.
I enjoyed, I as a fan of this, I enjoyed watching it, so I'm really excited. For
Is there live chat happenings? I just saw it.
Yeah, it is pre-recorded. It's just we figured out a way to pre-record and interact with the live chat every once in a while. It's really hard.
It's the way of the future.
Yeah, the Coy AI is really impressive.
As we get to the final round here, Brendan Meyer chose category number 1. Category number 1, that is in the realm of action adventure. Brendan, here you go. What action star plays knife expert Lee Christmas?
Jason Statham.
2 guy
Yes.
to Sylvester Stallone's character in the Expendable films.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
2 points.
Jason Statham. Jason Statham.
Lead back.
Chris Pratt. Jason Statham's. Jason Statham's.
Alonso chose category number 5.
Oh, did he? Well, then, Alonso, that means that you have drawn a director who made a shark movie. I think he's got a lot of potential. His name is Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
Stevie Berg.
2 points. And to give you your lead back from the kid, Stanley Tucci.
The Tooch.
Frank Dixon.
The Tooch.
The Terminal.
Director of JFK.
Yep. The Terminal.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Directed
It's a goat. It's goat.
Alonso's back on
Krakozia.
top.
I feel like we're
Krakozia.
all living that movie now, but the airports are
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Chose category.
Only it's like the extreme opposite. We can't go to the airport.
We shouldn't.
Terminals are hearts in our lives.
Movies. All right, here you go.
I could miss it.
For 3 points. For what movie did Annette Bening receive her first Oscar nomination?
Like
The Grifters.
Correct for 3 points. Brendan Meyer.
Wow. Yeah.
Going back to take the lead as we just ping pong back and forth.
What is Molly doing?
1917 now, the kid as Alonso.
Welcome to the Molly Show. Today we're talking about movie trivia again.
Molly's just getting that treasure.
Perspective is classics.
She knows she's on camera.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Always.
All right. Alonso for 3 points, and once again to reclaim the lead. Your question. In the category of classics in the film, The Bishop's Wife. It stars which Hollywood Golden Age actor as an angel sent from heaven?
Cary Grant.
And boy, wasn't he. Alonso Duralde. Once again, Christian, back and forth we go with these lead changes.
Yes, now he's the hand of the kid. Now, if the kid hits his 5-pointer, then he's going to
I love these back and forths, though.
to hit his
This game is serious.
However,
It's so good.
if the kid misses his
Hydrate.
5-pointer, then Alonso
Gotta
Duralde
hydrate, especially this deep in the
will
game.
move on to
Hydrate or dihydrate.
play either Matt Atchity, his former teammate, or Mark Andreyko. All right, here we go. This is for the kid who had chosen category number 4. That is in the realm of Tom Hanks movies. Tom
The
Hanks,
Terminal.
Here you go. In Sleepless
Got
in
it.
Seattle, what
Oof.
did Jonah accidentally leave behind on top of the Empire State Building that leads to the
Was it
first
like his
of the
teddy
movies?
bear or something?
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
His backpack.
Wow, 5 points for.
I mean,
Brendan.
Nice.
Comfortably with the answer. Brendan, the kid, Meyer.
Points there to Brendan, who now forces the hand of Alonso Duralde. Same scenario. If Alonso hits it, he moves on. Plays either Matt Atchity
Jeez.
or Mark Andreyko. But if he does
Down
not
to the
hit it,
last question.
Meyer will advance
First
to the
round
next
game.
round.
This is nuts.
And Alonso chose
Yeah.
category number 9.
These first rounds are playing like the semifinals.
On to,
I mean, the Schmoedown's
we
just
had a great
elevated
conversation
crazy.
about this category one time at a live Rotten Tomatoes Your Opinion Sucks panel, Alonso. The category is animated.
Yeah, I did one of those.
Alonso set me straight.
I did 2 of those, actually.
That's where we met, Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Alonso, for 5 points and the win to advance in the tournament. Your question: the world of animation.
Hi, Coy.
Comedic actor provides the voice of the title character
Playception.
in Captain Underpants.
Oh, no. Who is that?
Bill Hader?
Bill Hader?
And your winner, advancing to the next round, the kid.
Ah. How did you manage to have the same guess as?
I love that Brendan thought he lost too.
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms?
Yeah, that's right.
Brendan
That's right.
on screen.
Oh my god. They were lesbians.
That is awesome.
They were lesbians. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh,
I love it.
Well played, sir. This was a lot of fun.
Oh no, Alonso, it's so funny. I read a lot of your reviews. I actually recently just watched The Truth, the Hero God's a creative film, and I was looking on. I'm like, hey, Alonso gave this a great review. Let's go.
Well, all right. Well, listen.
Wow, I kind of thought that was it. Oh my god.
Hello, I'll put you in the waiting room here just for a second with you.
And I didn't remember the answer either.
one
So
moment.
both
Hell of a
Brendan
game,
and I were
Alonso.
like,
Give me
was
one
that
moment as we
us? Like, I
talk
love when it's
to
your
both
winner and there's
Coy
like a 10
and
second. Like,
Brennan. Look,
Oh,
Brennan,
man.
Brennan, I got to start with you. You thought it was over, huh?
Well, when it was animated, I wasn't sure. Actually, when you asked the question, I actually thought, oh, that's tough. He might not know it, but he is a film critic. And he answered quick enough that I kind of thought,
Yeah,
oh, you
that's
know,
what-
I know it. So that's
When
why
I say
thought-
Bill Hader, then he responds Bill Hader. I'm like, okay.
When he answered,
mean,
I'm
that's-
just hearing
that-
more
I
moratorium.
was worried.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens. It's like, well, Coy is willing to join us on a loss. Okay.
Guess I'll head out now.
Watching
Well, so we've been doing that. We've had a lot of the players so far on their first matches. Some of them have lost, but they've been here watching and just like they're happy to talk about their matches, and it's great having that. So
It's a great game. It's fun to be a part of. It's fun to watch back. It's fun to make. Like, it's just, there's a reason we're all here.
yeah, win or lose, you have a good time.
Yeah, and like I've seen this match. This is my third time now.
No, of course. No, we were in New York, man. We were at the hotel.
So like, it's enjoyable. It's a fucking great sport. Freaking great sport.
We got food on the way.
Edited by
and
Nerd Chronic.
It was so fun.
Nerd Chronic's not editing this.
I made it like 3/4 of the way to the word before I realized.
Again, so I'm glad
Maybe
that
we
was it.
should pre-record. I mean, just thinking.
Just when Boston kids are on, me or Roxy, you got to prepare for.
Was
We're raised different.
You start with it. I mean,
I don't have an
the kids
edited
up
by Nerd Chronic
2
banner, but
going
I
into
got
round
the
2.
Yodi
Alonso
for
has
Chronic.
an incredible round.
Yeah.
Round 2.
Killing it.
Round 2. He
It's
just, crushes
the
it.
campaign we're trying to push for right now.
You have my endorsement.
It doesn't go too far out of your way. And
That seems to be the general consensus right now. He's killing the game right now with the virtual season and everything.
Yeah, for whatever my opinions were, Yodi for Chronic has my hashtag saved.
I also thought I was proud of what the judges and the ruling in general, the way it came to be. However, round 3 comes out and it's 2 points, 3 points.
Yeah.
And it's just back. It's like 2 boxers standing in the middle of the ring. Just
I love you guys didn't know how
and
this
then
went.
that question comes in. Coy,
Yeah.
same question I asked Brendan.
We didn't know the outcome.
3 points for the
That's- I mean, that's part of it is we're still doing these as fresh reactions. We have no idea how the game goes while we're watching this.
Mark Andreyko or Matt Atchney. Preference?
That's part of the fun.
I have a huge amount of respect for both of these gents, and that's not just a buzz line, but I really have always wanted to go up against Andreyko because I know him a little better. So just as my competitive nature, I love his work. I like him as a human. I don't know Ashley as well. So
Man, there's a lot of Coy here.
hang out with people. We're all trapped at home, so I kind
Well, Deadpool too.
What do you think,
Between
Brendan?
Coy and Deadpool.
Anything I do.
Difficult. It would be cool to play Andreyko.
And I've got the memory of playing this, the memory of watching this, and now the memory of watching this with you guys, watching me watch this, and my computer watching me watch this while participating in
In the
this.
first round of the teams tournament, I was in a really tough match.
What?
You just entered a whole nother dimension there.
Incredible match, and I felt like that was really the
That was the plot of that Wachowski's movies. It's a true. That's what I'm experiencing.
You sounded like the architect in the Matrix. Quid pro quo, vis-a-vis, concurrently.
all these different things. And I've never been able to beat one of those players who's been a champion like Mark.
Those were words you just said there.
That would be an amazing test because I have no idea if I'd win or not. But I feel like that would be a real interesting thing. But actually, it would be tough too.
Right, to be clear, this is the first time you guys would play, if it was indeed in Draco's, first time you would play.
I meant in singles, sorry.
Garth says he's got some comics for you.
But
dude, I gotta get to Somerville, man. I missed that.
We'll see what kind of run.
The moment I can travel, I'll be looking you up, sir. That's the first spot I'm going.
To this match that we had here today.
Yeah, because he's a fellow masshole there.
Respect, good sir. I miss my people and their fruity magic language.
Alonso showed today. Alonso just hit a question.
Because Boston isn't an accent. It's a mispronunciation of the language as a whole, and I love it. I miss it. It's music to my ears.
Alonso Duralde has today.
I went up to Boston for like a vacation one time, and the entire time I was up there, I didn't hear anyone with that accent until we were leaving. We were at the Logan International Airport, and one of the TSA agents had that really thick accent. I was like, finally! And I told him, finally! I've met someone who has that Boston accent. He's like, this isn't a Boston accent. This is a Quincy accent. I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm from Austin, Texas.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Scrap. I mean, it was a
you guys Austin and Dallas have the same accent.
Did you think if you took a little
I guess, maybe.
You would have got it.
I don't hear accents down here at all.
The only time I feel like I get an accent is one, if alcohol's involved, and two, if I say the name of our state enough. Because I will get that. I could potentially get that draw of like Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, my accent comes back with whiskey and exhaustion.
What's up, y'all?
He knows what he's doing. For the young guy to pick.
I can't look at Alonso with that beard envy.
50-something gay film critic, that's a flex.
And handling that category. This was such a good match.
In his overall career is what he's learned.
And what a great debut in singles. Like, I got to give Duralde all the credit. Like, he was a powerhouse to play against.
Way to do that than to stick with HEPBURN.
I was comfortable at no point.
Ken, look, I'll give you the same credit, man.
Yeah, but little did he know.
At the end, I was comfortable at no point.
They are playing.
I always consider Alonso one of those who can consistently become one of the greats in this game. Just more matches, more experience, and he'll be there.
Yeah.
Just as long as Brendan Meyer doesn't get Audrey Hepburn. Yeah, apparently Brendan Meyer gets Audrey Hepburn. Look out, world.
It's over.
Yeah.
He went on the tracks, went out on a shield, all those kind of war cry kind of things to sum this up. Hater.
If I play Ken again, I'm coming to the shades.
Cordry, or mid-2000 comedy performance. Great. He could have.
What I love this is that
next time around,
Brendan is like one of the nicest people in the world. Alonso is one of the nicest people in the world. Coy, you're one of the nicest people in the world, and Ken is a really nice guy also, even if he's not playing it as much right here.
More proud of Alonso.
Yeah, we're a very friendly gaggle of humans.
Just a nice off.
Hope to one day
Yeah.
That's how the Schmoedown can be. There's some other sides, but it can be a nice off.
That I worked out today as well before the show, and his traps aren't.
That would be one of those I would like to have actually seen maybe get Shannon in on this, and then she'd be like, "The heck is going on here?"
Oh, don't worry, Perry's playing Mike. You'll see me in chat.
Oh, that's right. That's gonna be good.
You better tell Dave he owes you a well-prepared meal because you fought your heart out today. My man, I want to ask you because you're always so cool, just relaxed and chill. At what point in the match did your heart rate start to get a little elevated? Like, oh man, this is really back and forth here.
I'm sure anybody paying attention to the water glass action will notice when my mouth started getting dry, so yeah, definitely.
You look like Jim Carrey and Me, Myself, and Irene eating his water.
And I just thought, well, that's a lead I'm never going to make up for. So then to come out a point ahead at the end of round two, so this.
They reminded me I was thirsty.
This could be a thing. And so, yeah. That's
the wicked bad cotton mouth.
Yeah, it was all the way to the end with this one.
It's funny, just like kind of a peek behind the curtain here. Alonso Duralde and I, who have been friends for, it's got to coming over 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with you after the first free for all, and you're like, "Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think that I might kind of."
This would be good.
Yeah,
this would be awesome.
Jen versus the Droogs.
I want to do this again.
For a Ken versus Grace in the promos, that would be great.
about it. And I could be wrong here, but
I'm in support.
It's fun.
The only person who's not really in support is Ken, because that means he's sleeping on the couch that night.
Yeah, no, that's a no-win scenario for Ken. Is it worth winning a match? Probably not.
It's part of it. I'm playing a character. I don't care. Get your ass
The
on the
promos fun
couch.
because they could shoot them like in the same room for once, but other than that, not worth it.
Yeah.
I have a great time being here, and so as long as you guys are welcoming,
I'm excited for you guys to see the insanity of the Kevin Smith promo, because man, oh man, I wish it was safer to be out in the world, because it is ambitious in COVID times.
You do have.
I'm so excited.
People left.
I'm just generally excited for that match.
You guys see the art that came out today?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can still do this, or it doesn't matter.
So good.
I like the it was the same artist that they did release the art for while Kevin Smith was on SCN, where it was like all the View Askew universe people behind him. That was so good looking. Just
it's stunning.
That's the one that you were like, I need that, and then Rachel's like, I need that, and then everyone else in the chat's like, I need that.
We all need that.
To be drawn by a Marvel artist, I'm like, the honor is double. Like, I got to be with my guy, and drawn by Marvel is crazy.
And we'll see what Whitney can do. We'll see what we
Yeah, I saw his the other version where he had him and Smith and Jericho, then you and Roxy in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
For being here and for putting on
of
a
course
match. As a fan of the sport in general, just watching you and Kid go back and forth like that is exactly why we like to do this game. So thank you again. Congratulations on a well fought match here. So Ken, we'll see you very soon. Alonso, we'll see you in the teams division.
See you right here.
Yes.
All right, see you soon, guys. All right, dropping out both Alonso Duralde and Ken Napzok. What can you say, Mark? That was exactly.
They're gonna wrap it up. Let's actually. I'm gonna actually fast forward to. I believe there's.
Never been in a singles match.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, did they not put it up there?
Teams finals before. He's been in team title matches before.
Tell you what, we're gonna cut it short because we got a little bit of time here. So let's go ahead and bring it back. I know usually they jump into the sign off the Patreon. Guys, sign on to the Schmoedown's Patreon. It's worth it. Also, I was hoping that they were going to pop up the image. I didn't see it if they did or not for the Smith Jericho match there at the end, but I was going to pop that up on screen while we got Coy here. But anyway,
it's a thing of beauty. I couldn't be more excited. Next Friday.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like, where's your head at going into that as of this moment? As much as you can divulge right now, as far as what's going on and everything.
It's for me. It's about like showing Kevin a new corner of geekdom, and I've been saying it this whole tour. But like, how much has Kevin Smith given us? To give anything back to him is such an honor. You know, like to be able to be like, you're gonna love this, and this is something I'm showing you. So I'm more excited about the actual moment that Kevin realizes like the insanity of the sport. Like for me, I'm invested in like the glee that comes from Kevin, because he tours and talks pop culture, but now he gets to do it on a platform that like is competitive. So it's perfect, and I'm so excited. So excitement, zeal. I've never met Jericho, so I'm excited to meet him, defeat him, move on. So I think it's going to be really exciting to. I'm a competitive guy, and I'm like I train, I work out. So Jericho could kick my ass in a heartbeat, but it's going to be really nice to beat him in the Schmoedown.
Yeah, like this is the realm where we'll take you out. This is
like
the mental warfare.
I did the red carpet for Infinity War, and it's so funny because like Dave Bautista has probably 150 pounds on me. Like, he's got at least 100 pounds on me. He is 6'3", wider than I am.
I would say we actually have a picture with him.
Yeah,
somewhat.
He's not a small human.
So
I was interviewing him, and it's funny. I watched the tape back like the next day, and I immediately like square up and like adjust my posture. And there's just something about like dudes that are like I had my workout moment, and like I was just like, what was my thought there ever? Like, and it was very positive. Like, it was a very friendly squaring up. But I noticed with everybody else, I was much more like, and with him, I was like, are we gonna talk like men, my brother, about comic books? So it was much more of a it's man time. So I feel like with Jericho, I'm really excited to be competing with someone who values like intelligence and pop culture and fitness, and it's my kind of people. So I'm really excited to defeat him.
Yeah, and hopefully, you're rocking some momentum after tomorrow's match. That we've got Shazam's coming back into it tomorrow. That's the other question: is how you feeling about that match going into tomorrow right now?
I feel like our final exam match wasn't our best performance, but it was like in between our worst and our mid. It wasn't our worst, but it was rocky at points, and some disrespect to Ben Bateman. I feel like final exam is a team I was more worried about than Who's the Boss. So I don't know if that's arrogance or cockiness or both. We're going up against Ben Bateman, doesn't matter. But like I feel like that was more concerning, and we didn't play our absolute best, and we were able to beat them. And they're an incredible team. And Who's the Boss is an absolutely incredible team. I'm not only giving a little bit of shit, and it's with tongue in cheek. They're an incredible team, but I was way more worried about final exam. So I'm pretty confident going into Friday tomorrow. I'm pretty confident going into tomorrow, and I think Mark Riley is a very slept-on competitor. But even as slept-on as he is, he's not the kid. He's not Bibbs. He's not, So I think as long as the wheel doesn't hate us, we're in a good spot. And the wheel could always hate us. The wheel could hate them. But, Bateman likes to get in people's heads. I'm really excited for him to not have a platform to speak for a minute. And I'm excited to go on backstage and talk to him about his loss.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm a nice guy, but I like to win.
It's
because very likely you are going to be on backstage next week because you got to hype up the Kevin Smith Jericho match again that week. So
yeah, there's nothing on the calendar yet, but I'll make time. Especially win or lose, I'll make time. It's not like if I'm there. Like I'll be talking about Kevin and Jericho, but it wouldn't hurt to be like, oh, how's that seat feel? Is he comfy over there? Is it? Oh.
You're like, I'm jumping back into the Finstock Exchange propaganda hour to shut y'all up.
And that's the thing about Ben is like I'm Ben and I are scheming up a comic book show for his Action Industries network, and we're gonna do something with Geeks and Suits and everything else. So all the respect in the world for Ben, but this Ben Bateman guy is another animal. I don't know about this Ben Bateman fellow.
I'm pretty. I guess it can't be understated. I mean, we know that we're dealing with a win here, but that's the thing I like seeing like right now, especially going into tomorrow, hoping it carries through to tomorrow, going into next week, that you just keep that momentum rolling for the Quirky Mercs, and that way you can come out with Kevin Smith dominating over Jericho in that match, because that's going to be awesome. And it's going to be like, look, here's the thing. I drafted Kevin Smith hoping to have some fun with him, have a good time with him, but also look at him. He just dominated. And I think that's something that like everyone's looking forward to, because Kevin Smith is like the pop culture god. So that's one of the things, like, he knows pop culture. We don't know what Jericho knows specifically. So yeah, not to jinx anything, obviously, but the money is on Kevin Smith right now.
And I'm not doubting Jericho. Like I'm not downplaying it. I'm aware of his pop culture knowledge. I'm aware that he's a powerhouse as well. And I'm excited to play him, because it's not just going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a fun match because of his love of the sport. But we're going to beat him.
Yeah. So with that, Garth was kind enough to send us the
there it is.
The art for that.
Oh, it's so good.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Pre-quarantine hair I miss so dearly.
You almost look like you got the Hawkeye kind of like faux hawk thing from Avengers Endgame.
I had that before Hawkeye, actually. I had that haircut on the Infinity War red carpet. So that picture is from that era. That is a 2018 Coy haircut, and then Jeremy Renner happened to also be Hawkeye. And I don't forget, Jeremy. I don't forget.
Don't you just love it when you yourself inspire the haircuts of the Avengers? Isn't that amazing feeling?
There's one thing I can do, it's really just help out poor little Jeremy Renner with his Oscars and his accolades and his multiple franchises. Hair. I just want to make sure that he feels like he's also ahead of the curve with pop culture haircuts.
He did it before it was cool.
I've been kind of thinking about doing it. Just I have a really long face. I don't know how well that will work. So
I might do it to myself between now and Smith. Like I'm going insane, and I don't trust a barber indoors and hope for the best because our numbers in LA are crazy. So you might see an Instagram live of some fucking frickin' Beautiful Mind. What's the movie where Demi Moore did it in G.I. Jane, but
G.I. Jane,
Girl Interrupted, I feel like also is going to be
Girl Interrupted, Alien 3.
You talking about
doing 3? Ripley did it to herself in that also.
Oh, so we're just talking about doing it to yourself.
Women shave their heads on camera, and I might have to be a strong.
I mean, I did that to myself when I was in the military too. I mean, when you're in the military, it's really that's the simple haircut. All you got to do is buzz, and trim this down just a little bit. You're done.
But
I was
thinking,
going to
like,
the
keep this, man. I might go like Jonathan Tucker on Kingdom and just have a giant like.
I was gonna say you're dropping all those. I was gonna drop the Natalie Portman and V for Vendetta look, but you know.
Oh yeah. Yes. So yeah, it's tempting because it's not cold outside.
Not yet. Well, you're also in LA. How cold does it really get?
70s at night in the winter.
Jeez.
A nice brisk balmy 74.
All right. Well, here's the thing.
I'm gonna need a Snuggie for that.
Yeah, Snuggie. Yeah. Anybody got any last minute questions there in the chat? Anything that we want to ask Coy while we got him? And if not, I'd say let's go ahead and start getting some plugs in.
Yes, Garth, I agree. Most people say Coy looks like Green Arrow, but then Hawkeye copied my haircut. That's some Amalgam Universe crossover right there.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Oh, I miss barbers.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and get your plugs in.
Sweet. I am Coy Jandreau. My name is spelled thusly. I can be found at that name, at those places. Look at these guys ahead of the curve. You can find me on Patreon. I do many tiers, probably too many tiers because I really don't like free time. For a mere $5 a month, there's a Discord where you can have your own 90s comic book store. I jump in there twice a week. We talk Schmoedown, we talk movies, we talk comic books, we talk all sorts of stuff. It's only $5 a month. $5 more a month at the $10 tier. I've got my own separate podcast. There's a Coycast, which is a audio podcast where I talk about all the breaking news in comic books, movies, news itself, pop culture. I give comic book pull list recommendations. I give movie reviews, all on the Patreon-only podcast. And then there's a regular podcast that also drops Wednesday at dawn. So there's 2 podcasts, one of them Patreon-only for $10. For $15, you can see what every single comic book I read that week I rated A through F, and I read about 40 to 50, sometimes 70 comics a week. So 50-ish comics rated every single week, and then you also get the Patreon podcast. You also get the Discord for $10 more than that. $25 a month. You get all the comic books, all the Discord, all the Patreon podcast, and every movie, TV show I watch every single month rated. So if I saw a movie at home or in theaters back when theaters existed, all of that rated plus all the TV I consume. That's $25 a month. For $25 more than that, $50 a month. You can do all of those things. Plus, we do a movie watch along once a month for $50. We watch a movie that I love enough to have a commentary on, and you pick the time. We sit down and we do a live watch along. This week, in honor of Kevin Smith, we're doing Mallrats on Tuesday. So Tuesday is a live watch along on YouTube, as sponsored by the great Michael McCarcel, who's a $50 patron. For $100, all of the below, plus you get to pick anything of your favorite content for me to review. So $100, I'm doing My Hero Academia, which I've never seen, which I wouldn't have seen unless someone was like, hey, you'll like this. So a review of that every month. Someone else is having me watch these incredibly great movies. Like this week, I'm doing Candy. The Candy review drops tomorrow. So this week's Candy, next week's My Hero Academia. Also watching through a bunch of other crazy anime like Death Note for patrons. For $250 a month, it is all of the below. Plus, you become a producer of my content, so you get name dropped in everything I do. Right now, Heather Long is the producer patron. Heather Long, thank you as ever. Observe the name drop. Plus, you get reviews. Plus, you get Discord. Plus, you get podcasts. Plus, you get comic books. Plus, you get everything else. And I don't like free time, so there's also my YouTube page where I do Coy Cubed every single week, comic books and craft beer, where I drink beer, talk about comic books, usually with a guest. And there's Coy Lection, which I did earlier today, going through my collection of stuff. I like collecting comic books, movies, graphic tees, all of my collecting stuff. And there's other shows on my YouTube, which I do every week as well. Plus, I pop on shows like These Fine Gents, and sometimes I sleep.
At what Patreon tier level do we get to know that you're sleeping? Like, not in a creepy way, just
at the producer tier. I install a GoPro and I'm like,
it's like the Truman Show.
Yeah, pretty much.
I effectively just become a reality TV show in one. Especially in quarantine, I'm just like, this is me living and trying to exist. But it's really interesting because I didn't do YouTube before I got my work as a host. So all of this is new. I'm learning OBS. I'm learning microphones. I'm learning lighting. Robert was kind enough to help me with a graphic for my Coy Cube show. The graphic that I rock on Coy Cube is thanks to the gentleman right there. I'm not sure what side he's on for you, but right there. And so it's been really interesting because I was an actor before and then stopped acting, found nerd culture, and then like I had a hosting gig that I got through acting that was in a studio. So now doing it all on my own has been like, there's an OBS button and I have to, what is streaming? So yeah, it's been amazing this year. Quarantine has taught me so much, including patience, because none of this shit makes sense when you don't know how to use it. That's also my way of saying these gentlemen know what they're doing, and it's impressive because you guys have been killing it.
By the way, as you continue to get involved with streaming, something I'm potentially going to recommend, because I just picked this up and I can't wait to play with it.
With the graphics and stuff?
You program the button so you can hit like one button and it instantly goes to your Twitter like, hey, I'm live, get in here. You hit a button, it gives you a sound effect, it cuts to a graphic. It like you could program all the stuff for your stream on one of these. I cannot wait to play with this.
I need to learn. That is the next level. That's going like Charmeleon. Right now I'm a Charmander. That's impressive. That's mid-levolution right there. One day we'll all be Charizards, but we're not there.
My brother loves that reference there.
Spoke my game.
I posted on Twitter that I got that, and Late to the Party responded going, yeah, we've got one already. You're going to love it. And I'm like, yes.
I'm so excited.
So thank you for that very extensive plug. KoiCast, Coy Cube, all the stuff. You guys are great. I was so glad this worked out timing-wise. We've talked about doing a show together for a very long time, and this just happened to work.
We're gonna do some more. This isn't the end of it. Like we want to bring you back on for like other matches. But going to the questions real quick. So Garth says, what upcoming comic movie are you most looking forward to seeing in the theater? Well, there's probably only one. New Mutants is finally coming.
If a theater opens in LA, that is.
Yeah, I won't be touching the theater until we're way safer. So I'm actually bummed because I'm going to hear all about New Mutants having not seen it. I'm going to hear all about Tenet. I'm going to hear all about I'm going to see all this glory pass me by, which sucks. I'm most excited for The Batman because I think that's the next time it'll be safe to go to the theater, and it's my most anticipated movie. I'm afraid I'm going to miss Black Widow and Eternals at this point. But I think The Batman is my most anticipated anything, and then Dune is probably my next most anticipated movie. It's an insane upcoming slate, but I don't think people are taking into account how hard it's going to be to film with coronavirus. So it's going to be like an extra year on top of release dates. So when they keep moving release dates, people are like, just dump it on VOD. I'm like, but then the theaters will be empty forever.
Yeah. What I'm wondering is if they're going to be filming a movie and then someone's going to forget to catch it and you're going to see like the extras in the back all wearing face masks. You'll see just face masks in the back. Like
this year. I mean, it's going to be a lot of bubble boy.
Cardboard cutouts.
Right? It's going to be like the every baseball game where there's just sound.
He just brought up look at Coy trying to drop the Jake Gyllenhaal reference there.
That's right. Yeah. Always my boy. Repping
the funniest one I thought I saw so far was that movie An American Pickle came out, which a lot of that movie takes place like in all of 2020, but there's no pandemic at all, and you're like, this is a little awkward.
That already did not age well, and it just came out.
that movie, separate of the anachronism of 2020 being a cesspool, is fantastic. I really dug that one.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
One of the few movies that we got to have a new movie this year. I really enjoyed a new release, American Pickle.
Yeah. Let me see. And then Garth wants to know, what tier is it to crash on your couch? He's probably asking for the delinquent.
Oh yeah, I imagine Lon is wandering vaguely in my neighborhood at any given time. I feel like I could get some secrets out of him about how swag operates, and I got a lot of respect for Winston. So Lon, 300 a night.
Fantastic. That's a good deal in LA, actually, come to think of it.
That's some Airbnb bargain rates. That's the friend discount out here. It's roughly $60 per square inch of real estate in Los Angeles.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like there's any more questions. So that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Again, everyone who was in the chat, thank you for being here. Thank you all for for shouting stuff out in the chat for the questions, everything. Make sure you follow us on our Patreon.com. I feel like we're so diminished now after the whole Patreon run through. We're like, we got like 3 tiers. Go hop on one of those 3 tiers. That's great if you want to help us out. We are doing a movie watch along as well at our $10 tier. This month we will be doing Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because apparently there's another Bill and Ted movie coming out. Go figure. So we're doing that one. That will be, we haven't yet decided if that's going to be this Saturday or next Saturday, but it's one of the 2 Saturdays. So has to be at some point this month because that's a monthly benefit.
It's hard to get the Bill and Ted in camera.
Yeah.
I realize. Like,
you got to get that wide angle on there.
There you go.
Yeah. Something like that.
I'm honoring you with 80s vibes, but it's just hard to capture.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. Yeah.
We do all sorts of stuff on this channel too. We're going to be doing these every night next week. Also, guest lists to come. So stay tuned on our social medias, which are right there, and you'll find out who's coming up going into this next week on Schmoedown Replay. And then Tuesday nights at 9:00, we are doing the tagline. And let me take this off. There we go. We're doing the tagline. The show where the tagline is the title. That's our movie news, talking about movies, talking about everything that's going on in movie news, which apparently we're actually getting movie news again. So there you go. It's going to be a show.
Yeah, this weekend, I believe it's this weekend, is the DC comic book event. Yeah, so we're probably going to be very DC comic book movie news heavy this coming Tuesday. So that will be a lot of interest to a lot of people. Come back for that. Because I know like they just dropped the logo for the Batman today. So we'll probably have that image. I'll be playing with that Stream Deck thing. So this Tuesday will probably be our first time really getting to play with that. So come watch all the technical mishaps with that thing because that's just the way our channel is. But come back Tuesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I believe that's going to be it for tonight. So again, thank y'all for coming, watching this. Thank you. Huge thanks to Coy being here with us, watching this, replaying this episode with us, even though you've already lived it and seen it today.
I was there earlier to support Brendan. I was here earlier to support you guys. I've supported this match with all of my power.
Oh, yeah, it was a glorious match. So, I mean, definitely I can see why. But yes, thank you for being on this show. It's been great having you on here. So hope to do this again. Like I said, we want to get you back on for a future match. But that's it, everyone. For my brother and Coy, y'all all have a great night. We will see y'all later. Good night.
Yeah.